Alternative energy sources. Project and animation by Bordeniuk Ekaterina. What is an alternative energy source? Fossil fuels like oil, coal, and natural gas are our most traditional source for power generation. Therefore, the energy that's produced from any source other than fossil fuels is alternative energy. Types of alternative energy sources. First, solar energy. Sunlight is one of our planet's most abundant and freely available energy resources. The amount of solar energy that reaches the Earth's surface in 1 hour is more than the planet's total energy requirements for a whole year. Although it sounds like a perfect renewable energy source, the amount of solar energy we can use varies according to the time of the day and the season of the year, as well as geographical location. Second, tidal energy. Tidal energy is produced by the surge of ocean waters during the rise and fall of tides. During the 20th century, engineers developed ways to use tidal movement to generate electricity in areas where there is a significant tidal range, the difference in area between high tide and low tide. All methods use special generators to convert tidal energy into electricity. Tidal energy production is still in its infancy. The amount of power produced so far has been small. There are very few commercial-sized tidal power plants operating in the world. Third, wind power. Wind power or wind energy is mostly the use of wind turbines to generate electricity. Historically, wind power has been used in sails, windmills, and wind pumps. Wind farms consist of many individual wind turbines which are connected to the electric power transmission network. In 2021, wind supplied over 1,800 terawatt-hour of electricity, which was over 6% of the world electricity and about 2% of world energy. To help meet the Paris Agreement goals to limit climate change, annual states should expand much faster, by over 1% of electricity generation per year. Fourth, geothermal energy. Geothermal energy is the thermal energy in the Earth's crust which originates from the formation of the planet and from radioactive decay of materials in currently uncertain but possibly roughly equal proportions. The high temperature and pressure in Earth's interior cause some rock to melt and solid mantle to behave plastically. This results in parts of the mantle convecting upward, since it is lighter than the surrounding rock. Temperatures at the core mantle boundary can reach over 4,000 degrees Celsius or 7,200 degrees Fahrenheit. It is estimated that the Earth's geothermal resources are theoretically more than adequate to supply humanity's energy needs, although only a very small fraction is currently being profitably exploited, often in areas near tectonic plate boundaries. Fifth, hydropower. Hydropower or hydroelectric power is one of the oldest and largest sources of renewable energy, which uses the natural flow of moving water to generate electricity. Hydropower technologies generate power by using the elevation difference created by a dam or diversion structure of water flowing in one side and out, far below on the other. Hydropower is an affordable source of electricity that costs less than most, since the equipment used at hydropower facilities often operates for longer periods of time without needing replacements or repairs, saving money in the long term. 6. Biomass energy. People have used biomass energy from living things, since the earliest cavemen first made wood fires for cooking or keeping warm. Today, biomass is used to fuel electric generations and other machinery. Biomass energy is energy generated or produced by living or once-living organisms. The most common biomass materials used for energy are plants, such as corn and soy. The energy from these organisms can be burned to create heat or converted into electricity. Biomass contains energy first derived from the sun. Plants absorb the sun's energy for photosynthesis and convert carbon dioxide and water into nutrients, or carbohydrates. The energy from these organisms can be transformed into usable energy through direct and indirect means. Biomass can be burned to create heat, direct, converted into electricity, direct, or processed into biofuel, indirect. Why is alternative energy important? 1. Renewable energy emits no or low greenhouse gases. The combustion of fossil fuels for energy results in a significant amount of greenhouse gas emissions that contribute to global warming. Most sources of renewable energy result in little to no emissions, even when considering the full life cycle of the technologies. Second, renewable energy emits no or low air pollutants. Worldwide increases in fossil fuel-based road transport, industrial activity, and power generation contributes to elevated levels of air pollution. Particles and other air pollutants from fossil fuels literally asphyxiate cities. Third, renewable energy comes with low costs. Geopolitical strife and upheavals often come with increasing energy prices and limited access to resources. Since renewable energy is produced locally, it is less affected by geopolitical crises or price strikes or sudden disruptions in the supply chain. Fourth, renewable energy creates jobs. The largest part of renewable energy investments is spent on materials and workmanship to build and maintain the facilities, rather than on costly energy imports. Renewable energy investments are usually spent within the continent, frequently in the same country, and often in the same town. This means the money citizens pay on their energy bill stays home to create jobs and fuel the local economy. Fifth, renewable energy is accessible to all. In many parts of the world, renewables represent the lowest cost source of new power generation technology, and costs continue to decline. Especially for cities in the developing world, renewable energy is the only way to expand energy access to all inhabitants, particularly those living in urban slums and in informal settlements and in suburban and peri-urban areas. Now, it's time for a crossword to see what you could remember from all the information said. Here are the rules. You need to find a word made of 6 letters by answering a question. Each question will be made out of a sentence that has either a full word missing or a part of one. To answer each question. Ready? Number 1. The most traditional source of power generation is fossil. That's right, fossil fuel. Number 2. Blank farms are consistent of multiple individual turbines. Of course, it's wind turbines. Number 3. One of the oldest and largest sources of renewable energy is hydro. Hydropower. So easy, isn't it? Number 4. The difference in area between high tide and low tide is called tidal. Of course, it's called the tidal range. Number 5. It is estimated that the Earth's blank thermal resources are more than enough to supply humanity's energy needs. This is probably the easiest one of them all, geothermal. Number 6, the last question. The nutrients that plants convert carbon dioxide and water into are called carbohydrates. Everyone should have known this even before watching this video. Unless, of course, you're like in 6th grade. Thanks for your attention and for watching this video.